been a it's been a second.
Yeah.
Has it now?
It's been a very long
I'm
second.
glad we got the.
So,
Glad we got that fire put out.
well, I mean, I want to know what's so important. Why do you need a Sizzle remix? What's going on?
It's just been a while, guys.
And
You know,
Did you turn into Morgan
since
Freeman?
that day.
It's been a while since we got paid.
well, yeah, that too.
Yeah, that might not happen, but
Why?
that's besides the point. Crippling gambling addictions.
Whose?
We
Wait,
love
what?
I don't need. I don't want to speak
Favorite.
further. Yeah, kind of use your guys' checks for the
What?
so-called reasonings.
What reasonings is in the furniture? Like this new furniture in here? Is that the reasonings you mean?
I won a little bit of money, but still no more to cover your guys' checks that were used. So, yeah.
Right. So you
It's
basically pulls
Hey, I
out
live
to
in
do
the
this.
attic. I don't need payment.
Yeah, unlike Mario, I
Right.
actually I've had to actually drive
That's
here
the spirit,
in
Murray.
the
You might get
bustling
a raise.
city, which I almost got into 5 car crashes. Drove all the way down here to then be told that you've been gambling our money.
That's
Clearly, it didn't work the first time, so you need to gamble more.
Exactly.
That's probably the one
That's
thing
how it
you
works.
don't need to do.
You ever see that
No.
picture where it's
2 million on red.
the miner just about to strike diamonds, but then he turns around and walks away? That's
Exactly. See,
I'm sorry
Yeah,
to break
see,
the
he
news
knows
to
how
you,
to get
but
it.
you own the Lethal Opinions Cafe. If you want diamond and gold, this ain't the place for it, man. You're in the wrong line of business. Sorry for the
That's
reality
why he's
that comes at a
gambling.
later time.
Yeah, see, that's why he's gambling.
The only diamonds that enter this place are on the necklaces of our customers, if we had any.
Well, not when they leave. I always steal it off them. That's what. How do you? Where do you think we get the money to gamble?
Good point, actually.
That's great. That's good.
It's not like we're selling anything. We have no business.
Well, anyway, what are you? How are you gonna make this up to us, man? This is a problem, and it needs sorting out. And you need to take a bit of responsibility here. So what's going on? What's the plan? Have you got a plan? Have you been thinking? Well, I've been coming down here.
Well, I did have these conversation cards, but I've since lost them.
What?
In the mix-up.
Some
Yeah.
what?
Well, I had conversation cards.
Well, what is even that? Is that some sort of money payment? What?
Well,
Did you gamble those too?
I was hoping. No, but they might have been lost in the same bag that I left at the casino. So yeah, I was gonna have a conversation about those, about like what's your favorite superhero or something like that. But yeah, I've since lost them as you know me, misplacing papers and money as usual. So
I'm sorry. Wait. Let's say
We still
you,
haven't found the deed to the building.
Well, let's just say that you somehow had these cards. Again, I'm still. Please, get me up to speed here. How is that going to help with the money you owe us?
that's the thing. It was more to lift the spirits more than
The
anything.
spirits.
Yeah.
Do we have ghosts?
Right.
Well, that too, but they haven't been around quite often. I mean, it might be something to do with a little bit of something downstairs, but that's besides the point. The readings have been off the chart recently. So if you hear a cold, hear sounds or even feel a cold chill, that's probably why.
Oh, okay.
Got it.
Another huge crack in the door.
Yeah.
That's probably what the cold chilling is, to be honest with you. I don't think there's any supernatural elements here. I think it's just because the fact that we're literally missing
Crack in the door.
one of like the large panes of glass in the door. I mean, ever since that police raid, no one's even fixed that. Again, we would if someone wasn't gambling our money. Which again, I still don't understand how we're gonna actually sort this out.
Shots fired.
Silas, we've been in this business long enough. I think we all know it's not going to get sorted out.
Yeah.
Do we need to sort things out? I mean, why can't we just like forget about our problems and
Because if we
drink
do
some
that,
And take
coffee?
drugs.
Murray, your
No,
house
no, no,
will
no.
will no longer be a house. This will be given to the council. This building will be knocked down. They'll be repurposed for
I
something
want to
else.
see them take it from me.
Well,
I want to see them
I
take it
think
from me.
they
I got a
probably
ray gun,
will.
okay?
They wanted
No,
this to be
I
a
got a
park.
ray gun. I dare them. I dare them. Come knocking on my door. Come on. I dare you. Come on. Come
Ray
take it from
gun
me.
versus like a wrecking ball. I don't know. I'm doing the math
Dude,
here.
this thing will disintegrate anything, I'm telling you, okay? Just one little shot from that ray gun and boom. There's no more wrecking ball. The ball has been
Alright.
wrecked.
If you can shoot
No
a
more
ray gun while
LARPing.
becoming a pancake, I
Guys,
think that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I,
Well,
I,
I'm gonna shoot it before it even hits me, because I'm just cool like that.
what would you do if you woke up one day with a tail?
I'm sorry. What?
What?
Where's this?
I'd
Where's this
chip in
come
and
from?
say this right now.
So
I'd probably cut it off, man.
I'm sorry. Wait, are we
You
rolling
know,
with this right now? We're discussing about the council taking this house because they want to turn this place into a park. And the first thing you say is, "What would you do if you
Is
woke
the
up with a
tail
tail?"
fluffy? Is the tail fluffy?
I
Murray chip
Or is
in.
it like a rat tail?
it's whatever kind of tail your brain first goes to. All right.
This I might have to think about it. If it's fluffy, I might keep it, but if it's like a rat tail, then I might have to cut that off, get it surgically removed.
Okay.
Wha-
I might have a better question that might be a little more
Yeah, like how are we
fitting
gonna?
for the times.
Yeah, fitting with the times, like paying off debts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear it.
Sure. Would you rather unlimited bacon and
Wha-
no games,
wha-
or unlimited games
wha-
but no bacon?
That's not where I thought that question was
I'm
gonna
gonna
go.
have to take the unlimited
I
bacon.
think y I think you said the
No more
question
games.
wrong.
Okay.
I can
I
take
think
that.
I think the question
I'll
goes,
just have to go outside.
would you rather have unlimited bacon and no games or
When you
unlimited
say games, what
games
do you
but
mean?
no games?
I'm trying to take it from the roots. All right. I'm not trying to take the revamped version of that question. I'm
Oh,
taking the
okay.
What
old
do you mean by
school version.
games?
You see,
Video games.
Like, is in unlimited games? Is in what? Like,
Unlimited video games.
you just
and
get
honestly,
like physical
I'd
copies, or
I'd take
Sure. Physical,
so
digital,
you could
however it
get
may be.
physical, and you can
honestly,
sell the physical copies and then get unlimited
yeah,
money.
that's exactly what I was thinking, dude. You could
Yeah,
because the bacon will go bad, but you can sell the
you could just
physical
you
copies
could
of the
just
But
video
become
games.
GameStop.
you
Exactly.
can sell bacon too, you know.
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
mean,
but the bacon will go
do
bad.
you
You
get
gotta,
cooked
but there's a bigger.
bacon? Is that the bacon
You
you're talking
can.
about, or just is it just pure ham you gotta cook?
Why are you so hung up on the
Well,
specifics? It's
Well,
literally
because if
unlimited
it's
games or
cooked
unlimited
bacon, then
bacon.
it's not gonna, it's not very good selling cooked bacon rather than selling actual ham, because ham is quite
Well,
multi-purpose. You know.
think about it though. I mean, if you have unlimited games, the way I think of it is you could have literally any game. So you could go to get like the ET game for the SNES and sell that
Get the
because
Mac and Me game.
that one's worth a lot of money. Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. It
You
is
can
actually
you
worth
can
a lot
buy
of money.
you can just get retro games and then become a millionaire just by selling them.
Speaking of retro games, I might have also gambled for a storage lot, and I might have found a few retro gaming consoles and TV in there. So
Ooh,
that's maybe
Nice.
one thing that we actually might have come into, something worthwhile,
there
out of
you
the
go.
loss of
So you're
money.
saying we don't have to actually
Maybe pay
stand
your
Severely.
lot.
around this table forever. We can actually do something here. Because literally, I've been holding the
Yeah,
same
that's what I've
mug
been thinking.
over the same steaming coffee, which I don't even drink anymore. I just hold it just to feel something, feel a bit of warmth. And
Do
I,
something.
we've just been standing here for every weekend. Like, I
Yeah, my legs have been a little bit sore. I've developed
Do you
blood clots in my
really,
do you
feet.
it's
not
probably
like
because you sat
standing
down
here
at the
every
poker table
weekend?
for so long. I think that's why you developed blood clots. To be honest with you, I
I
think
have
sitting
been
down is
hunching
worse.
over, yes.
Mm,
Mm, perhaps.
perhaps.
Not bad.
And it's not poker, it's slots.
Oh
Speaking
no,
of
not the
retro games,
fruities. No.
Get him out.
I'm gonna shove 3 bananas up your butt.
Yeah, man.
That's worse.
That's.
Only
Are you
3.
one of those people who like just sit and just urinate and like just don't leave? Just demand that
I'm
they
a man. I
leave?
stand when I
You know, there's
urinate.
actually like a thing. There's just people who just sit there all day and they just don't go to the toilet. I'm not even joking. That's really common,
I
surprisingly.
believe you. I
That
believe
takes a
you.
lot of
Oh
mental
yeah,
strength to
yeah.
do
People
something like
literally
that.
just sit there and just yeah, poop their pants, pee the pants, and then
Yeah,
they
it's
just
so
don't
cool,
go. And they
man.
like bang the windows and they get all excited. It's like, bro. Oh, well, I say windows. I mean screen. It's like,
Oh,
man,
they
Yeah.
bang the screen.
that's
Yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
you, Remix, if you don't turn your
Yeah,
life around
everyone
now.
knows that no casinos have windows because they don't
Yes.
want you to be reminded that there's
What
an
time it is?
outside
Well,
that you could go
they don't
to.
want you to know it. There's not a single clock. There's not a window. They don't want you to know what time it is. That you've spent like the last 10 hours looking at fruit spitting on a
That's actually a
screen.
good point. Remix, how long were you in there?
Longer than I needed to be. Okay, let's just say it drained really fast. I put all my bets in very quickly,
Oh yeah, we
I
and
know.
just
I walked out with
I have
nothing.
the thought of now, you Tyler just standing at like a roulette table, and then all of a sudden, just like a pea spot just develops on, like right in the crotch
That may or
area,
may
and
not happen, but not any time as of recently. Okay, I can't confirm nor deny that. I may had a little too much of the casino's drinks, and the bladder
That's a
kind of. But
past
So
event.
wait,
yeah, it's
you were intoxicated. So you're telling me like the whole nickname thing you came up with a remix? Is that do you actually want to be called that, Tyler, or is it just Tyler? Because you were going on like
well, that's
I
my
remember
that's my
picking you
my
up.
casino name. All right.
I remember picking you up.
what if I
You
call
weren't
you
even at the right. I've just realized. So when you were at that one bar, you walked from the casino to the bar. So then when I picked you up, you could say that you were just at the bar, not the casino. Is that what you're telling me this whole time? Because I remember having to put up with you, driving you back to your home, and you're going on about, oh, you know what, invent your new life. You're gonna call yourself Remix. You're gonna have this whole persona, and you're gonna take up music. Was that all just fake?
See, listen, man. No, that was an old SoundCloud rapper phase. I have to ask. You just said you took the bus here, and now you said you drive.
I didn't say I
And
took
I
the
don't
Yeah,
bus.
which
remember
one
you
is
I
driving
say
because
I
I was
drove
drunk.
here.
Right?
I said I
maybe
drove in the
maybe he
bustling
is a
city.
bus driver, and that's how
Are
he
you?
makes
Do you have
actual
2
money right
lives?
now.
Do you have 2 lives, Silas? Are you telling us something that we ain't
I
picking
think
up
we've all
right
got
now?
two lives here. I think honestly, I think there's a little more. What's going on here? I
What's
mean,
under that mask,
Murray,
Silas?
What goes on
Murray
under the
lives in
armor?
Huh?
the attic,
Yeah.
man. I think we've all got two lives here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just one life, dude. I don't know what else you're talking about. I haven't done anything else in my entire life.
Barista,
He's got a point.
I mean, Barista one life, next life hunting rad roaches in the attics. I mean,
No, that's still the same. Hey, the same Murray that hunts rad roaches is the same one that puts his finger in your coffee.
But you never drink
I
it,
don't. Yeah,
so
Yeah. No,
I'm
I don't drink
definitely.
coffee.
I'm not drinking it now.
Cafe
Well,
curator by
I mean,
day,
you can't
SAS
drink it. You
operator
got a
by night.
helmet on.
Okay,
see,
buddy.
that's respectful, right? That's
Yeah.
the respectful part time.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So what you're telling me is you've gambled, you've lost a lot of money, we're in debt, you're not gonna pay us. You attempted to
Don't
try
do
and
that.
sway us over with conversation cards, which you don't have. Then proceeded to ask us about what would you do if you had a tail, infinite bacon, infinite video games, and now you're like, it's fine, we're just gonna forget about it. And then you try and turn it on to me about having double lives. What's going on here, Todd?
I mean,
What's really
there's a
bothering
lot
you?
I don't
Why are
tell
you?
you guys.
What's going on?
I think the
It's
real question is, what's your favorite type of bacon?
I think that's
it's
actually that's the wrong question, Murray.
that's
Back
that
If there
bacon.
was a wrong question, that would be it. Actually, I think.
I
I'm
mean,
pretty
Tyler,
sure this
since you're
entire
from
room's gonna
Canada,
be
you were
dominated by back bacon,
back bacon.
yeah,
except
I've
for Murray.
got loan
Mhm.
sharks, guys. That's also something that happens, and I'm
Oh
afraid
yeah.
that one day they're gonna come here and break things, okay? And they're
Oh,
gonna
dude, I'd
try
like to see him
smashing the
try.
windows and hopefully they go through the back so they step on the mines, but hopefully those are still there.
Well,
'Cause I
just
don't
so
know
you
what the
know,
city laws are about.
if push comes to shove, I can guarantee now I will sell your organs to make up for the money.
Aw,
You
how
can't. I've
lovely.
already sold one of my kidneys.
No,
not if
no,
I eat 'em
I didn't
first.
say you had to be alive afterwards. I'm saying I will sell your organs to make up for the money, regardless of death.
You can't sell my organs. They're all such low quality. They're fucking rotting from
I
the
mean,
sheer amount of
yeah,
Dr.
that's because you got to
Pepper I
wear
drink.
like a filter on the entire time to actually just allow.
Yeah, no, that's why. I can't breathe. My lungs are just
It's
destroyed.
just Dr. Pepper.
I only
Oh,
drink
man.
and breathe and eat Dr. Pepper, nothing else.
Do they make that
Indeed.
like a
Only
coconut
I
I
have a
Dr.
actually-
Pepper or
sickness
you
something?
only
can't
the
see it.
doctor can cure.
You can't see it on the outside of the mask, but I have a tube that's just linked straight to my mouth. It just pours Dr. Pepper in there.
That's great. Well, actually, talking about Dr. Pepper, I saw you, Tyler, in the back in your office drinking, what was it, coconut Dr. Pepper? What the heck is that? I saw that. I saw the can in the bin.
Listen,
Coconut
That's-
Dr. Pepper.
that was a gift, all right? I
That
gotta
sounds
admit that
disgusting.
it does, but it was left at the front door, and I don't know
A
why.
gift?
So you
Why
A
would
gift
you
from the
drink
okay.
devil?
something just
Let's just get
randomly
a
at
bit
the
of
front
context
door?
here. So you're in a lot of debt with a lot of loan sharks who could exactly know exactly where you live, all of that stuff, and then somehow there's magically a Dr. Pepper at the front of the door, and you decide to drink it.
Listen, I take any chance I can get. Okay, with soda pop, all right. That's kind of my thing here. That's why we got a big cupboard full, that you guys don't know about. Yeah. It was one of those things
I
where
knew about it.
you knew about it. Okay, Murray.
Yeah, I knew
That's
about
that's
it.
why there's a few cans missing. I'll let it slide. All right.
I don't even
I'll
drink pop.
give
I
you
just
just
like to
this
dump them.
once.
I actually like to refill Brody's little sack with it. 'Cause
I'm
he's
so
got a little
wait,
sack with full of Dr. Pepper.
rewind. Wait, what? Sorry, I had Brody's little sack. Sorry,
You've been refilling my sack?
Yeah, it's the sack full of Dr. Pepper that, like, with the tube that goes all the way
So
into your
wait,
mouth.
your
I've been
tube goes
refilling
into
it
your
for you without
mouth,
you're
and
looking.
your sack is full of
That's
Dr.
why it
Pepper.
never ran out.
I think that was
Yeah.
actually the catheter bag. All right. I don't know if you've
Oh
got the bags mixed up, but
God!
I'm just hoping you
I
just picked
hope
the right
not.
one.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
need to
You tell me you got a catheter, Brody.
re-empty my catheter an awful lot.
You need Dr.
I
Pepper
just
straight
told
to the
you all of my
catheter.
organs don't work. Of course I
Yeah.
have a
So,
catheter.
Shit. Well, you know you can actually fun fact for you guys if you want to know how I survive not drinking. You know, there's a lot of fluid in the human body. You can actually ingest water through another orifice per se. Fun fact for you.
I watched this guy called
What are you
Bear
about to
Grylls
tell
do
us?
I
something
saw that.
crazy.
I saw that too. Yeah, and he forced all the contestants to try it. I saw that episode. That was good. It's quite
He
enjoyable.
said it was good. He said give it a shot. He
Yeah,
said
he
he said it
showed them
wouldn't
how to
hurt.
do
He
it.
said
Yeah.
never again.
Ooh.
I say.
Never again shall I put coconut Dr.
Disgusting.
Pepper in there. He lied.
Which is
Yeah.
more disgusting, coconut Dr. Pepper or ranch flavored Cheez-Its?
I don't even know what the latter is, but you know what?
I think the ranch flavored Cheez-Its. It's gonna be real.
What
with
does
you.
ranch even
Yeah,
taste
they're
like?
pretty
I've-
bad. It tastes like
Yeah, no,
ranch.
what does ranch taste
So
like?
wait, were you guys from the US before moving over here or something? Because we don't have ranch here.
I am, yeah. Can you not tell
Right.
from my accent?
Honestly, there's that
No,
there's
well,
that many
no,
people over
Guys,
here.
the gig's up.
we all
That's
just
how
kind
I
of
talk.
we always just kind of thought that you were New Mombassanese, but apparently not.
Well, that's the thing. Everybody here who's New Mombasa is literally like it's diversity.com.au. You know what I mean? And everybody in
What the heck
everybody
is
Yeah.
I
New
have my citizen card,
Mombassanese?
guys.
I'm,
That's
I'm
the
sorry,
fun
what?
fact.
What's
Anyway,
What'd you say?
Are
yeah.
you are you an illegal immigrant?
don't know what New
Well,
Mombasa is.
No,
I don't know what that is.
I kind of just woke up here after a long week of being out.
Ah, so this being out and then just appearing in places is a common theme for you.
It's mostly to the casino and the bars
Yeah,
and the
of
nightclubs.
course.
That's how I got here. I remember a really long binge and then just waking up in the nightclub here. And it's I used whatever money I could scramble and I helped open the doors. But yeah, I think those doors might close.
You
So
want some coffee?
I would love some. I'd
Some
be
All right,
crazy.
that'll be
fingered
all right.
coffee.
That'll be $6.
I'm
Jesus,
the
Jesus
landlord.
Christ. Are we Starbucks?
How are we gonna make money if you don't buy it?
I've already
Um,
blew all my money.
this
I
is
don't have
great.
anything on me right now.
Well, I guess you get no coffee then.
Wow, this is riveting. I'm so
Rules are
glad I
rules,
drove all the
baby
way
girl.
down here for this. This is
Yeah.
fantastic. This is really.
You know what this
riveting
reminds me of?
conversation.
What does it
You know what
remind
this
you of?
reminds me of? So,
Schindler's
Five
List?
Nights at Freddy's came out with a new game.
Oh,
Did it really?
Yeah, it's called Into the Pit. I watched a friend of mine play it.
Yeah, no,
I
And
watched
they
this
were
like
just as monotonously miserable.
there was this like
Yeah,
really super
so
like shaggy looking person playing it, and I was just watching them, and man, they
yeah.
they were
Tyler,
having a
did you play it?
blast.
I think I actually have. I might have before, the incident.
Mhm.
But
So,
yeah.
tell us about it. Tell us what you think of it.
Do you want my honest opinion? My
Yeah, go
lethal
ham.
one,
Go ham.
perhaps?
Yeah, go
Okay.
ham.
I don't like
Well,
what you did there.
Lord.
I played it for like 3.5 hours to 4 hours, something around that range. And I didn't like it. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. I thought the
Whoa.
mechanics were repetitive. The save points were abysmal. But the art was cool. And I know a lot of people are just gonna brush it off as that, as wow, the art's good, so it's a good game. However, I don't believe so. I believe that for $25, I could have bought so many more rows in the slots, frankly. That's just how I feel about it.
You could have
You got
bought
a
the
point
Voices
there.
3D collection over 20 times.
I literally could have, and that's the thing. I could have gifted it to 20 people.
So it
That's
could have been
crazy
20
when you
lucky
think
people.
about it.
Honestly, if I'm gonna, I've seen it, man. I'm telling you now. What was it now? Is it Water Boy and Lava Girl on Friv? That was a better game. I mean, what it looks like a Friv. It looks like a Friv game. It's like a flash game. Like, okay, you're a child, and
No.
this
Come
weird
on
story
now,
It doesn't
happens.
look
fellas.
like okay.
That's
It's
that.
not.
You
It does not look like a
don't
flash
insult.
game.
Don't insult Friv like that.
Yeah, I want to insult Friv. My bad, my bad. But no, okay,
The
cool.
visuals of
The
the game
visuals
are
are
really
good.
cool.
No,
I
yeah,
love the visuals.
they're
It's
cool.
just
It's just the mechanics and how the world works. It's very
I
much
see.
like it's like a flash game where they're trying to compact it because you can't have too much like storage going on with obviously having on the website. So like, okay, how can we compact this? All right, we'll have you going like a pinball to different locations, which makes no sense for like a what? How old's the kid? Do you guys know how old that kid is in the story?
It's probably like 14,
14.
15.
Yeah,
So
so
for a
that's my
14-year-old
guess.
to go to this
I haven't
industrial
actually read
site,
the.
to this like library, like in like the matter of like what? I don't even know the times, but like a kid walking around all that stuff, surely it would raise some suspicion even with the law enforcement. Like, I mean, it's just very
In the middle of the
strange.
night.
It's yeah. Well, even in
Yeah,
the
there's
day,
no
they'll go, that
explanation
kid's
about the
been walking
degree of
around with
evil.
no one wearing the same clothes. And someone would call the police and
No,
go,
but
what's going
you
on?
have to understand that FNAF's audience consists of 9-year-olds, and 9-year-olds think that 14-year-olds have all the
And
power in the
that's the
world and can
big
do anything.
issue here, Brody.
True.
That's the big issue. That's what even Scott thinks. He thinks the majority of people are 9-year-olds who play the game. They used to be, but guess what? FNAF's been around for what, almost a decade. Those people who are 9-year-olds,
10. No, it's been 10
yeah,
10 years.
yeah,
10
10
years.
years. So guess what? The people who used to be 9 years old, 19, 20 now. So actually, the
Yeah,
audience has changed,
it's
and
true.
they don't understand that. It happened with the movie when it came out. They don't understand that they can actually do, R-rated stuff because the people who were once 9 are the new fan. The now the new adults, and they're the
But
fans still.
that's the thing. It was R-rated stuff
Yeah.
from the beginning. It was a fucking horror game.
But now,
Oh yeah.
but now it's like
5 children died.
yeah,
They
two
don't
steps
talk
back
about
now
that.
because it's like we want to cater to the new fans. It's like you guys are literally like that one miner meme. They're like just about to hit gold. And like, you know what? Let's
How
turn
many
around.
times have big series or big games or something always appealed to the newer fans?
Yeah.
And ended up just pissing off the older ones and
the new
achieving
ones.
nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Halo, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
you've
I will
mentioned
say,
something
Into the
very
Pit.
painful.
Okay, so I got some things to say about it. So the
No,
thing
you
is,
don't.
I love the visuals. I love the lore. I like the secret stuff. Like I'm really interested in finding out more about that. the thing, and I'm not gonna lie, this game is scarier than the games that have come out recently. Like it's better, like the atmosphere of it is 10 times better than like Security Breach. So I
Man,
feel like it's
Mm.
scarier,
honestly,
That's a
but
thing I want to
I think
mention.
a better
I
but
have
comparison is
PlayStation
Solitaire.
Plus. I have PlayStation Plus, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
And recently, you
Savage.
know what they added to PlayStation Plus's monthly games?
Security Breach.
Security Breach.
That's
That's
They
crazy.
awesome.
added Security Breach.
Don't play
I
it.
We'll see.
never once in my life thought I'd ever play that game, and now I can.
Don't.
And I don't know if I want to.
Just play
Don't
Solitaire.
play
Solitaire is a lot
if you
better.
play anything Security Breach related, play Ruin, because Ruin is at least a little bit. It's better a little bit.
No, the opposite.
You don't like Ruin? I
No,
liked
fuck
it.
Ruin.
I liked Ruin.
Looks terrible.
None of them are
It's
good.
better. It's better than the base game.
FNAF should have stopped at FNAF
But
3.
Wrong.
but
Yeah,
I
no, it
will.
should have.
That should
But
stop at
I will say that I think FNAF, modern FNAF does heavily suffer from gameplay like stuff, like on the gameplay side,
Oh yeah,
um,
no, absolutely.
like Into the Pit, this new one. It's like when like Skyrim or Fallout where they make a mission
Mm.
long by making you have to
Silas
go
doesn't.
across the map to get
Yeah.
something and then come back, and then that's the only reason why the mission is long is because you just have to take a long trip to get there, or they just made it
Yeah. Yeah.
unnecessarily complicated.
Yeah.
That's what the entirety of the gameplay
Well,
in
do you know what
Into
it
the
reminds
Pit
me of
is.
actually? Into the Pit. This is a really good comparison. Have you guys played Assassin's Creed, the good ones? No, I'm not talking about anything after Unity. I'm on about the actual Assassin's
Yeah.
Creed game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know
Yeah.
what the game gives
Played
me?
a little bit.
It gives me the same vibes as the tailing missions in Assassin's Creed, where you're literally
Yeah.
having to walk around. It's literally a walking simulator. This Into the Pit and running every now and then. Run to a cupboard. Run to the same bed. Run to the same bed over and over and over. Different night, same bed, same place. And it is just a gameplay loop that is so boring, so tedious, and it's like, okay, we're gonna give you some vague description of what's going on, and nonsensical things that
And
you
what to
wouldn't do
do.
as a 14-year-old, and you're going, right, I couldn't imagine doing that, and it's like, okay, this is really
there's-
tedious and weird, and why would a kid go all the way over there for that, and what is he doing over here, and what's,
Why
it's
would a
like,
kid look at a wall and get
oh,
inspired to go to someone who has firecrackers? Like,
yeah,
what objective? Like, who thought of that? Who thought of these
and I'm
mechanics where,
sorry, but
oh yeah, the player needs to go look
yeah.
around for what to do? Like,
And
what?
there's no
No,
way
just tell me what I need to
they
do.
actually. It feels like the people who made it are masochists, and they just wanted to play and test themselves and hurt themselves, going, "This is some good. This is some painful gameplay. I love this. Oh, make it even worse. It just. I'm sorry,
And
but
let's not even have Fox in
it
the
seems
game.
like a cool idea. Yeah, legit. It seems like a really cool idea because it's running. It'd be too much of a gameplay change. You can't make things interesting. And it seems like they literally sat down like, this is a really cool idea. How can we make this the most boring game with this cool idea? How can we make this really boring? And just that's just what they say. Like even the map looks like some sort of like Friv game. It's like, okay, click on this place, loading. Oh, you're in like a new scene. Okay, done. Got the part. Click on the map. Oh, let's go to another scene. And it's just, I'm sorry, but it gives me the
Yeah.
same vibes as
It
Starfield.
does concern me.
It
It
gives
does
me,
concern me when it's clear like a game like that has
yeah.
paid more attention to its graphics than its actual gameplay and story.
But that's the thing
Yeah.
that like it's same like with Starfield, obviously very different, completely different, but it's the same bare bones where you're flying to different places, getting a part, flying to another place, doing the part, flying to another place, do that part. It's the same thing with this. Click, go to a
Yeah.
place, do it. Click,
Mhm.
go to the place, do it. But with this one, at least with Starfield, there's progression and there's RPG elements which are very helpful. With this game, I'm sorry, but there's nothing that's helping it at all. It's just, and for such lackluster endings as well, it's just so.
For
And
$25,
I'm sorry, but
for a 3 GB
Springtrap
game.
is one of the worst iterations of Springtrap. I don't even know what's going on with Springtrap. Why is he like
I
that?
wouldn't say he's one of the worst
No, he's not.
iterations.
He's
I
not.
would say
Yeah,
Scrap
Scrap
Chat is
Trap
the worst.
and then Burn Trap and all that. But I'm just saying, what is going on with this? Why is it like an animalistic thing? It's not explained. It's not discussed. Like, is it William Afton? What's going on? And that's what's the biggest
I
thing.
think
Don't get me wrong.
Also the
Five
fact
Nights
that
at Freddy's has always
So-
gone with the unexplained kind of issue, but it made sense in the
Sure,
earlier
yeah.
ones because
Exactly.
you had actual hope that you would find out in the
Well,
next game.
and you could
it
tell
was all
though.
about the
That was
mystery.
there's only so many times you can make that happen until it
Can I
starts
be honest
working.
with you though? The thing about
We-
I was gonna say Spring Trap, right? The one thing that was probably for me the scariest. It's probably something for you guys. The scariest thing is the eyes. You could tell that was a person under there. That was the scary part. That used to be a person or is a person.
yeah.
That
the
person.
flesh
Yeah, and
the
he's
eyes
smarter than the
yeah,
animatronics. You
no.
thought you were scared of the animatronics? This guy's a person. He's scary.
This
It's
person was a
menacing.
killer.
Yeah, and he's strategic. He's planning. The new iteration into the pit. I'm
angry.
sorry,
He's
but
got
he's
rage.
literally just a guy going around making weird noises like an animal, and you just don't. You're like, who are you?
we went from a psychopathic killer to a
So-
furry.
Yeah.
So I actually
Legit.
kind of I've heard some explanations for what
Mm,
Springtrap is in Into the Pit in the
Okay.
short story and in the game.
okay.
So I'm not saying this is a good idea. I'm just saying this is what the
Yeah, what it is.
explanation is.
Yeah.
And so apparently it's supposed there's this thing called agony. Do you know what I'm talking about, Remix?
I don't know what
I
you're talking
thought
about.
that was
I know that very well.
No, I meant
source
like
of
I know what it
remnant.
is
Is
in
it like the
yeah,
source
yeah,
of
yeah,
remnant?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a
Okay.
yeah. So it's supposed to be like the ball pit is full of agony and it like sent him back until what Springtrap is in this sense is just like an agony monster that's taken that's like mimicking William Afton.
Right.
That's the most stupid thing I've heard all day.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but like going from what's that matter that makes Michael Afton immortal? What's that called now? Is that his remnant? Yeah,
Is that remnant?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
that I cringed at. That was a stupid plot. I'm sorry, but it was stupid.
Yeah.
And this as well.
Yeah.
Just a
I'm sorry,
location, yeah.
but I know there was always that supernatural element to the games. But
Oh, do you remember when it was just like the
Like
souls of a few
Yeah.
kids inside some animatronics?
and you know what? That's
I
what
did
it.
like it when
I
it was
like
explained.
that. It was gritty. It was simple, and it was dark. With
Oh,
this
yeah.
stuff, I'm sorry, but it seems
Just
like
yeah.
Tinkerbell's come along, put some pixie dust on it, and now it's like, oh, there's a remnant. You could be immortal if you want, and you can take revenge, and you know, like I mean, the kids. The reason why there because literally they're stuffed in the suits, and their souls hang around, and they're rageful spirits. With the other stuff, it's like, you know, it's because of this and it's because of that, and this game also suffers from it. It's a bit of an identity crisis. Again, with the whole shifting of target audience, it's not helped it because they're going, and it's not even Scott Cawthon who's developing it. That's another thing. What's about it? It's just one big identity crisis. You're going, is this a FNAF game? That's why I mostly was like, I was like, is this even meant to be? It feels like a fan game, but like, I mean, the Joy of
Yes.
Creation is a fan game, and look what happened there. That was perfect. This is a
Right?
fan game, and it's
That
like,
one feels like it
know.
should have been.
yeah, and this that
Joy of
feels more
Creation
of a
did well.
FNAF game than this. This one, and it's not even to do with the art style. I don't mind the art style and the retro thing. It's cool. It works well. It's like, you know, it's very reminiscent of the FNAF minigames. However, it just sucks.
They should have took more of that approach.
Yeah.
They should have took more of a unexplained.
It
in
just
that matter.
sucks.
And see, the way I feel about modern FNAF is like I've kind of okay. So there's a part of me that like hates it because I want it to be what classic was, more gritty, more what you were saying, more quote unquote realistic, as realistic you can get with like ghosts
Yeah, with
and
supernatural
you know
elements,
haunting
yeah.
animatronics. But at the same time, I've also kind of grown to I've grown to enjoy the new stuff because I'm interested in the lore.
Mm.
But it's not like what I like about new FNAF is not what I liked about old FNAF. Does that make sense? It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
they're two
yeah.
different things. They're almost two different stories in my
Well,
mind,
they pretty
you know,
much
and I
are,
like
yeah.
them for different reasons.
Yeah.
There
That's
was just
That
why
makes sense.
story, yeah.
that's why I say when it comes to Into the Pit, the part of me that likes the new FNAF story likes Into the Pit, but the part of me that likes old FNAF and also the part of me that likes games doesn't like it. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of split. Because
Honestly,
like I said, I
I
really
get
like
that.
the lore, I really like the visuals, but the gameplay sucks.
Mm.
And that's how I also
I feel
feel
like the
about a lot of
Nice.
modern FNAF games.
I feel like the writing for it could have been done better. Like, how are
Oh,
we going to explain
man,
that we
yeah.
went back in time? Like, oh yes, there's a ball pit. We just fell
Mhm.
into it, and now we go back
Dude.
in time. Like,
Yeah,
what
Oh,
happened
yeah.
in
to
the
five
short
missing
story,
kids?
short story did the same thing. It kind of just threw you into it, and it's like I like the short story and all, but it's just at the same time, it
There's a
just
bit
is
of a
like,
difference though.
really? Did we really need a time traveling ball pit in this universe? I mean, are you kidding me?
Honestly, you know what?
Yeah.
I wouldn't even be mad at that. That's the thing. I wouldn't be mad. Again, it's a short story. This is a $25 game. That's a game. Games are a lot longer. Like, I mean, games, it can be longer. Obviously, some can be very short. But this is a $25 game. It's got to be long. And it is quite long. It's got a long runtime. However, it doesn't use it. It doesn't set up anything.
Right?
I honestly don't feel like you've learnt anything from the beginning to the end. Sure, you saved your dad, but you know nothing about the ball pit still. You know, you got people explaining it, but you don't have any concrete answers. You know what's going on with Springtrap. You don't know anything about the history. You've learnt nothing. Like, literally nothing.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm
Say,
like,
yeah,
that
say,
seems like a
Nothing's
waste of time.
gained.
It's very you know, you're very dissatisfied. And the thing about it is, sure, people can pull off, you know, the whole dissatisfied ending and the bad ending where, you know, an Avengers Infinity War, you know, oh, Thanos won, it's dissatisfying, but it was done well. This, however, obviously very, very weird out there example for you, but that's what I could really think of. But like with this one, it's like, what? So you tell me we've had to point and click simulator and walk around for 4 hours, 5 hours almost, to then learn nothing? I mean, it's the same thing to learn.
right? I
There's
mean,
no
It feels like
growth, and I
nothing's been
mean, there's not
achieved.
even growth in
yeah,
characters. I
because
don't think. I like literally the kid doesn't grow anything, doesn't learn anything. There's nothing whatsoever, like at all. And like the bit what really annoys me, even though like if I like the newer things, which I don't really like the new lore, but let's say I did, right? Because I understand what you mean, Mo. There's a little bit of me which kind of, it's like okay, but I don't know. There's more of the old me, if you know what I mean. But even if I did like it, it's just not enough of any of the stories. It seems like it's like in between, and it doesn't know what's going on. And also the gameplay just, like,
Yeah.
regardless, the gameplay sucks. I mean, it's worse than Security Breach,
There,
which
there's
says
stuff in
something.
there that applies to the new lore, but there's nothing really new for the new
It's a bit of
lore.
both.
It's
Yeah, it's
just,
Nothing
like
concrete.
just a bit of a
the
mess.
company who did it. Because do you guys know who the actual company who did the publisher? Because I don't know who it is. Does anybody actually know?
did
Crazy cat something.
for Into the Pit?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Because it seems like
Yeah.
I had it,
they
but then
got
I
told,
forgot.
all right, make a FNAF game, right? And these guys are like, do we base it off Scott's game, or do we base it off the new Steel Wool Studio? I and then they're like, all right, you know what? We'll just do in between. We'll just do in between. We'll put things together. We'll do it in between. And it's like, that's
Yeah.
what I feel. Because again, I
Kind of
heard that apparently there was like a lack
doesn't know
of,
what it's
yeah,
supposed to be.
I heard apparently there's like a lack of communication as well between Scott and the studio, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
was.
and you can see
Yeah,
it.
between months at a
something like
time.
Yeah,
that.
because
Mhm.
it just I don't. I think Scott doesn't like the game. He surely can't be proud of that because it's like, what is this game? It's like some adopted child of the series. You're like, what? And like none of the franchise like, yeah, no, that's not
Yeah.
my kid. That's not my kid, and no one wants to take responsibility because I'm sorry, but it is bad.
You see,
You
the
know,
only like thing about it is like I'm excited for like the small Easter eggs and stuff, and that's probably the only new lore we're gonna learn anything from. We're probably gonna get small confirmations here or a few rabbit trails kind of continuing over there, but it's mostly just gonna
Yeah.
nothing really too new came to the table, like you were saying before. Like we
It's
still,
just going to set up for future games
yeah,
rather than tell
it's
us
like
anything concrete.
it's like, yeah, we already know that the murders happened in 1985. I mean, we didn't really need this game to tell us that because we had the
Mm,
short story to tell us that.
yeah.
So,
yeah, I have a problem. I have a problem with it though. Like with games, like all this doesn't apply to Five Nights at Freddy's, but like when games become a fetch quest and then it feels more of a
Oh yeah.
chore than an experience, that's when I have a problem with it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
100%.
yeah,
And like when you're doing the fetch quest, thing is, the best ones is when you forget what you're there for. When you get lost in it and you're actually enjoying it, and then you go, "Oh, that's what I was looking for. Oh, I've got it now." You know those ones?
and then
That's
when it
when you've done
actually
it
makes
right.
sense, you
Yeah, and
know?
you're like, "Oh, I'm looking
Yeah.
for this." You go to this building and you're like, "Oh, there's another thing here. Let's just check this out. Oh, this is cool." And then you go, "Oh, that's the piece where we came here for the first place. I completely forgot about that." And you're like,
Yeah.
"Okay, that was cool." But with this
Because
one,
you're
it's
actually
like,
just
yeah,
enjoying the
yeah,
gameplay and the environment.
exactly. And you're,
Yeah.
what's the
And not
big
worrying
word?
about the cryptic
The There's a
objectives.
big word for it. It's when you are immersed. When you're immersed in it.
yeah,
This game, I'm sorry, but it feels like you're like that one scene in Mr. Bean's Holiday when he's got the little chopstick things, the toothpicks like in his eye to keep his eyes open while he's driving. That's how it feels when you're playing that game. You're like forcing your eyes open to try and just play the
Feels like I'm
game.
immersed in shit.
It doesn't. Yeah, honestly,
Yeah,
like just
the go
cowpat just
the game.
smeared everywhere.
I think the big thing to say about the game is it's just too boring.
It doesn't feel like a game.
Yeah.
It feels like an interactive
Sure.
website.
So on a more positive note, how'd you guys come to
It
find?
feels like frick.
How'd you guys come to find like Five Nights at Freddy's? Like, what was the origin of you guys discovering it? Like the whole franchise.
Oh,
Ooh.
right from the first game.
Yeah, from the get-go.
Markiplier, probably.
Yeah.
Markiplier for me, yeah.
Right from
Before
the
you go into
get-go.
this, sorry, I just want to say, to sum up Into the Pit, it is
Mhm.
literally a FNAF-themed Club Penguin. There we go. All right, sorry. Continue.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
Base.
Bingo.
Base.
Tyler, tell us, how did you discover Five Nights at Freddy's? Tell us that story.
I used to be subscribed to a channel called Yammy Mash, and he was probably like the first ever real big person to ever play it. That's where Markiplier got the idea to play it from, was from Yammy Mash. And then yeah, the first day, and then everybody was talking about it the next.
What happened to
It
him?
just blew up overnight where I was.
Yeah,
But
he
yeah.
still uploads and streams. He's just like has his own little group now, and he just he has his own little audience that he interacts with, and he doesn't really do much outside of that, from what I understand.
Yeah,
Okay.
1,000 to 2,000 people interact with him, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
How about you, Sylas? How did you find FNAF?
FNAF was with Big Marky Mark. Not Mark Wahlberg, but
Ooh.
Markiplier. Yeah. No. I just remember just opening it one day. I actually heard it from my friend. It wasn't from like day one. I was playing Halo. I think it was Halo Reach custom games. He goes, "Oh, look at this custom map. It's someone made the FNAF recreation." I'm like, "FNAF? What does that even mean?" Like Five Nights at Freddy's, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Yeah," and I searched it up. I watched this like lore like video, and obviously this was back when it was vague lore. Like it was just a description of what's going on, and it was like no one knew anything
Yeah,
about all this stuff, and it was like
back
before
when people
people.
thought it was connected to a
Yeah,
murder case.
yeah, legit, and it
It
was
was
like.
back when we didn't know anything solid, but we still cared
What Scott
enough
didn't
to
even know
want
either.
to
That's the
know.
thing. It was back when Scott was still going,
Yeah, no, he didn't.
what is going on here?
Mhm.
And you know, I saw a Markiplier
Guys.
video there, and I was like, oh, what's this? I watched it. I was like, wow, this game. That was back when I used to think Bonnie was black and white because of the shadow in FNAF 1 camera. I thought it was like a black and white like dog kind of thing, like a Dalmatian looking thing. And then when I actually saw Bonnie, I was like, oh my god, it's
This-
actually
Gosh.
purple.
Dude, this is random, but did you hear that Susan Wojcicki passed away from cancer?
Oh yeah, I
Who?
did hear about that. She's the former
Ooh.
CEO of YouTube.
Oh
Yeah,
really?
the literal
Ah.
CEO, yeah.
Yeah, I did
Yeah,
actually hear about
yeah.
that. I just didn't
Oh, I
recognize
thought you
the
said
name.
yay.
Damn. No. No.
I heard Brody go, yeah, but I thought you were going, yeah.
Yeah, she's dead.
No,
Yeah.
no, no, no. I was like, oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah. No, I know you're
So-
empathetic, Murray, but I'm on about Brody over here. Brody had the party poppers ready.
Yeah,
So,
fuck you too.
the way I found FNAF, so this is kind of a funny story, right? So,
Mm.
I found out about FNAF about a month later, when Dan TDM,
Oh.
or the Diamond Minecart, uploaded he uploaded a Minecraft horror map that was just the Five Nights at Freddy's
I
game
remember
in
that.
Minecraft. And that's the very first time I ever heard of Five Nights at Freddy's, and I thought, I'm like, "Ooh, we're the Minecraft horror map with Freddy Krueger? Okay, I'm interested."
Freddy Krueger
And
and
I'm
Dr.
like, "Who are these,
Trioris?
like" Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are these, like, animatronic characters? Why do they look like that? And then I remember I saw and then
The
I
day was
remember hearing
started.
people talk about it, and then I saw, because there was, like in my middle school, there was, like, a door decorating challenge, and someone decorated the door with Five Nights at Freddy's characters. I'm like, "That's what they look like?" I didn't, and because at this point, I only knew of it as a Minecraft horror map, and I'm like, "Wait, what? This is, like, an actual game, and that's what they look like? They look kinda funky." And then I started then I think I watched the Matt Pat video, and then I was like, "Okay,
Right.
cool. So Golden Freddy is an interesting character. I want to know more about him." So I look up Golden Freddy, and then I discovered a YouTuber for the first time. A little boy named Markiplier uploaded a video where he encountered
Whoa.
Golden Freddy. So that's so when I discovered FNAF is when I discovered Markiplier.
Damn.
Boost.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is definitely a strange one because man, it's just I think that's the one thing what was the strengths is that not even Scott knew where the game was gonna go. He was still like again he was about to retire. Like I remember I saw this one guy online now for the I don't know what it was now for the whatever. But yeah, they were just saying that like this was Scott's like last ditch effort of gaming, and it was right. And literally this game just somehow took off, and it was like holy moly, the chance of that, and he's probably gone what like. It's like uploading like a YouTube video and it blows up and he's
It
like,
kind of reminds
like
me
it's
of
doing a cat video.
story. If you've ever heard of the story of Final Fantasy,
No,
how that was
I like anime.
somebody's. The reason why it's called Final Fantasy is because it was the maker that made it. It was supposed to be his final like fictional game. He was going to abandon the gaming industry.
Ah,
He,
yeah.
he was no longer into it, and then he made it, and it popped off.
Yeah. So like
So
with
it's the
Scott,
same
right?
thing there,
Yeah.
where Scott was willing and ready to abandon gaming,
It's like you
and
record
then
a video
made
of your
this one,
cat,
and it
right?
kicked off.
You record a video of your cat and then you upload it and you're like, oh, it's just funny. And then it just gets millions of views. You're like, what? What do I need to make an account now? Do I need to like and you
It's
feel
like
like some sort of
it's
like
like when you make a YouTube video about your long-standing rivalry with Markiplier
who's
playing
Markiplier?
the same games as you, and it pops off.
Blows up, yeah.
And then like you feel like an obligation. That's what Scott had. He was like, I feel like I've got an obligation to make a story about this and actually expand on this. And then
Fuck, I need to cook.
and he cooked well, and then stopped cooking, and then basically threw all the pans on the floor and burned the whole kitchen down.
And yeah,
And then it became a ruin.
and he donated money to Trump Foundation, and all the leftists got sad that they had donated to his game.
All the Five Nights at Freddy's kids got angry. Yeah.
Of course they did. Who cares? Who cares?
Yeah,
That's,
Foxy's a
that's my hot take.
Republican.
I don't care.
Yeah.
You gave him your money. That's your problem.
Get dunked on.
It's up to him what he does with it.
But
As long as he's not hurting anybody, I don't really care who he voted for.
honestly, though, at the end of the
Yeah.
day, FNAF, it's been a strange one. It's a shame where it is at the moment. Hopefully that new movie coming out next year, that hopefully they go for an R-rated
more
thing.
faithful.
Yeah, they go for R-rated and they're not scared. Because that's what a lot of the company like Blumhouse, they're just so scared of stopping people from watching. And man, people would go, people would watch it, and that's what they don't understand. And I mean, there's been a lot of movies nowadays like Deadpool where they've given the fans what they want, and it is blown up. It is blown up, and I think companies are now starting to realize, and some of the gaming companies as well, after saying Helldivers, Lethal Company, and they're going, wait, so if we do what they want, we get more money, and that's the big thing. What they're starting to realize, which is
If we
crazy.
like make something that people like,
A desired product, people are actually gonna be motivated to buy it. That's crazy. But yeah, as silly as it sounds, that's literally how it is. That's not even me putting it any weight. That's just how it is, and it's the funniest thing to me. I still don't understand how, and I don't think I ever will. But honestly, like Brody, honestly, Brody, would you do that if you're in that situation? Tell me about it right now. What's going on?
what? What would I do about what?
So like, if you were in that situation, like, what would Brody do?
Right. So basically,